Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Emerald with only one Mawile was a really fun run, but we've been doing a lot of solo runs. Let's follow this up with a team run. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Crystal with a team of only gift Pokemon? So we're going to use this list of gift Pokemon from Bulbapedia to determine what counts as a gift Pokemon. It's going to be a Pokemon someone gave us, rather than just one we've traded for. As you can see, Crystal has a few more gift Pokemon, so that's why we're playing that today. Looks like we get our starter, we get a couple of eggs, and then there's a wide assortment of honestly pretty cool Pokemon. I think this is going to be a fun run. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I'm 100% sure that I can beat both the game and win the final boss fight with Red. I'm just pumped to do this run. It looks like it's going to be a really fun one. Also, I made a typo there. It doesn't matter. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use gift Pokemon. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, at least I think I will, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. No need for the Pokemon randomizer this time. Just like in the Gen 1 run, I'm going to be picking nicknames from random replies to a tweet. I tweeted out asking for my viewers to link what content they make online and to tell me a little bit about it. Well, what I didn't tell them is that I'd be picking random tweets in the replies to name our Pokemon after. Last time we did one of these runs, it was in yellow, so we didn't get to pick our starter, but this time we do. I decided to go with Totodile because it was the starter I used when I first played Gen 2 as a kid. For our first name, we went with Mushrooms. Yeah, that's not the username in the tweet, but it's how I know her. The first one isn't random, it's just a big thank you. I know this person as Eating All the Mushrooms, and she's been in the community for like at least 8 years now. I still have this clay YouTube necklace that I got from her way back when I lived in Toronto. It's a little banged up, but I always keep it. I was absolutely dirt poor living in one room with my mum and 2 cats at the time, and this necklace has a lot of meaning to me because it reminds me of how far I've come and how many people have been cheering me on. Anyway, she's promoting her new Instagram, so I gladly will too. It's Lameheart Inc. on Instagram with underscores between the words. I'll put a clickable link to people's stuff in the description of this video. There's actually some fan art of this show on there, like Bad Mankey from the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Let's Play, so go give her a follow. Right, so early game travel. It obviously goes fine. I mean, this chunk of the game is perfectly balanced for having a first form starter, and that's exactly what we have. Mind you, they probably expect me to catch something at some point, and I doubt we're gonna have another Pokemon until we get to Goldenrod City, but I don't think we'll have any problems. Even Bellsprout Tower was easy in spite of us being water type. Believe it or not, but level 3 Bellsprouts are still pretty easy to take down. Let's go do the Flying Gym real quick so that we can get that egg. The Flying Gym was super easy, as we expected. I just about doubled his levels just by fighting the trainers on our way here. You gotta wonder how it is that Faulkner became a gym leader if he's seemingly never grinded before. So, right after beating the gym, we get the Togepi egg. We actually get this in every single Gen 2 run, but this is the first time where we've gotten to use it. I'm not sure when it's gonna hatch, but I think it'll roughly take us until we get to Goldenrod. At least that's from what I remember from when I was a kid. I'm sure that if I have to grind loads, it'll hatch earlier just by walking, but we'll see. I don't really want Togepi anyways, to be honest. Speaking of walking, we've got to travel our way down to the Bug Gym. I honestly don't remember exactly how different Crystal is from Gold in terms of what Pokemon the gym leaders use, so I'm not sure what to expect when we get there. I have vague memories of having to do some different things, like I think we have an extra rival fight later, but I don't really remember specifics. Like, I think we have to do the normally optional rival fight in the Burned Tower before we can fight the Ghost Gym in this one, but I could be misremembering. Pokemon Champion Russell won't give us much of an issue, of course, considering we have Water Gun. Honestly, it's so nice to just have a water or grass move in Gen 2 runs for this exact reason. You can actually walk past him in Crystal since the layout of the cave is a little bit different, but he saw me anyway because Gen 2 trainers are really sporadic in how they move. And hey, we evolved before we even got out of the cave. Feels weird to let my Pokemon evolve. I almost hit B to stop it out of reflex. Slowpoke Well is actually a little bit different in Crystal than it is in Gold, but it's not really any harder. we were still able to sweep our way through the first try without needing to go back to heal. I'm just thankful for the experience, since I don't really know how the bug gym will go. So, Metapod and Kakuna were both easy as expected, but Scyther was a beast. He was faster than us and spammed Fury Cutter, a move that gets stronger each time it hits in a row. We crit a water gun, but it really didn't do much. Knowing it was probably our best move though, I just kept using it. In the end we won, but we were one hit away from fainting. If we didn't get that crit, we'd have lost. Right after his arrival fight, Gastly was a one-shot with Bite, but Bayleaf had me a little bit worried. They mostly went for Razor Leaf, although they did miss a Poison Powder right at the start. Bite and Scratch were mostly doing about the same, so I stuck with the Bite for flinches, and we did manage to get one. We still almost fainted, and we would have if any of those Razor Leafs crit, but we took him down. Last was Zubat, who couldn't really do anything to us anyway. First try. Hey, you know what we get now? We get 2 different gift Pokemon. First is a Crystal exclusive, although we don't know what it's gonna be for a little while. The Daycare Man always gives us an odd egg. It could be a bunch of things when it hatches. I'll put the list back on screen. Personally, I'm hoping for Smoochum, Elekid, or Magby, since Jinx, Electabuzz, and Magmar are all really cool. Apparently they're gonna know Dizzy Punch, not that amazing of a move, but it's alright. Oh, there's also an increased chance of being a shiny? We'd need to get really lucky, but still. We also get a Sparrow named Kenya from the Gate Guard. We're actually just supposed to bring it to another Gate Guard because it's carrying a letter that we're supposed to be sending, but, I mean, we're allowed to just steal it, and it's on the gift Pokemon list, so I guess we're just keeping this? I'll take him to the Nickname Dude and see if I can rename him. Nickname Dude is now his name. It's canon. Regardless, this Spearow is going to be a great candidate for return once it evolves, since it's both part normal type and has a high base attack of 90. Man, I took Kenya to the name raider, and he just says that the name is perfect. I don't think I can rename him. You know what, I'll just promote a random person who tweeted at me anyway. Let's go with the Phantomire. I see this guy in my replies all the time. Looks like he's a Mega Man speedrunner, so that's pretty cool. I used to love the Mega Man games growing up, they're really good. Looks like he does Gunstar Heroes too, and that game is amazing. If any of you watching have the Genesis emulator on your Switch, I'm pretty sure that Gunstar Heroes is on that. You should give it a try, it's an awesome game. Anyway, if you're into Mega Man speedruns, go check him out. So, normal gym. Clefairy was easy as usual, but I really thought Miltank would go better. I was thinking that Rollout wouldn't get to build power because our bites can cause flinching, but we were actually slower than her, so we never got a chance. It turns out Miltank has a base speed of 100. That's way higher than I thought. I'll come back a few levels higher. While I was finding trainers to fight, our Togepi egg hatched, and that means it's time for another tweet. Let's go with this one from Doc Fuzzum, or Gaming with Foz on YouTube. You guys will almost for sure be into his channel since he does Pokemon challenges. He's got loads of them, including Nuzlocke. See, that's big, because I get asked to do Nuzlocke literally every single day, but I both don't really enjoy doing Nuzlocke, and I don't even remotely have enough spare time to do them. So if you want to see some, then go check out his. Again, link in the description. As for Togepi itself, it's a pretty weak Pokemon in this game, but it gets a bit stronger after level up, and it can learn tons of TMs, so maybe we'll use him for type variety at some point. And right after that, Joey called to tell you to follow me on Twitter, where I make tweets to get people to tell me what content they've uploaded so that I can use their nickname in these challenges, I guess. This is getting weirdly meta. I'm just gonna go do the normal gym again. Okay, 3 levels later, and we're still slower and really don't do any more damage, but we ended up winning because she opened with Stomp and then started her rollout late, so it didn't really get to build as much power. I really have no idea why she did that, but hey, a win's a win. Basically, as soon as I tried going to the next town, Joey called again. Dude, you just called me. Give me some space. Right, so after that, we go to meet Bill in Ecruteak City, then go back to his house in Goldenrod so that we get his Eevee. Our name for this one is Red Mage Jack, who's a Let's Player. I mean, he doesn't say here that he's a Let's Player, but I think that the terminology has just changed since when I started. On his channel, it looks like he does Let's Play videos of RPGs, with him mostly uploading Metal Saga and the Digimon digital trading card game right now. Honestly, this stuff takes me back. Did you know that I was primarily a daily Let's Player for 9 years before I blew up? I still do loads of Let's Plays, and they're the content that I personally think I'm best at, considering how much practice I have, but I'm probably just better known for these challenges now. Anyway, you should go check out his stuff and leave some nice comments about it. It would absolutely make his day. I know, because it always made my day when I was in his shoes. Actually, comments on the Let's Play still makes my day. Alright, now that we're at the dance hall, getting surf, it's time for the Chimera ad. So if you're somewhere at all like where I am, then spring basically didn't happen and it skipped right to summer. Well, if you want to walk into summer in style, then you should check out some of Chimera's graphic tees. They're the nicest looking graphic tees that I've ever owned, and feel a lot nicer than any of my old ones, so I can vouch for them. I've already shown you some of my home pictures of them before, and I will remind you that I am not a camera pilot, so now I'll show you their professional photos instead. The quality of the print is really good, and now that I've owned some of these for months now and have washed them plenty, I can tell you that they hold up really well too. I haven't had any problems. Just turn them inside out and set the washing machine to cold water like you should be doing with your graphic tees, and they'll last for ages. And of course, if you want to let them know that I sent you, use the code Mah-Dry-Bread at checkout. Now, I've got an extra fun Chimera ad planned, but I don't think I'll be able to do it for a couple of weeks because I need something to catch up. It'll make sense when we get there, don't worry. Back to the video. Okay, so before we're allowed to go to the Ghost Gym in Crystal, we actually do have to do a rival fight in the Burned Tower. There's a rival fight here in Gold, but that one's optional. Let's give it a try. So I was kind of worried going into the fight because I remembered how hard Bayleaf was in the last fight, but now that we're fully evolved, we just took no damage the entire fight. There were a few bites that caused flinches, so I'm sure we could have taken damage, but I could have done this fight 10 times and I don't think we would have lost any of them. Let's go take down Morty. And take down Morty we did, as we never took a single hit. Gengar was the only one who we didn't one-shot with Bite, and he never hurt us, so we're perfectly fine. Now that we can surf outside of battle, we can go to Cyan Wood City to get Shuckle. Before I do though, I took out the red water onyx for his scale. This gives us an experience share, and I really need it to help catch our lower level Pokemon up so that we can actually start using them. And then Joey called? Look, I'm not even showing you all of the Joey calls. Do you just get called way more in Crystal than in Gold or something? Because I swear he's calling me more than once an hour. At least he isn't asking for a fight, because I don't have Fly yet and it's a bit of a trip. Oh, and right before we get to the place with Shuckle, the eggs started hatching. Make your final guesses on what it's gonna be. Oh my god, it's Smoochum. That's awesome. Alright, well I don't need to worry about Ice Punch then. I guess I'll need to grab another tweet. Let's go with Once and Future Gamer. Looking at his channel, I can see that he does Pokemon challenges and Let's Plays, kinda like me. Oh hey look, he's Let's Playing Resident Evil 4. I Let's Played that once. Really fun game. Looks like his newest challenge is Pokemon Yellow with only Ekans, so go check that one out if you're interested. Right, let's grab another tweet for the Shuckle name. Not that it actually lets me rename Shuckle since it's someone else's Pokemon, mind you, but still. Sweet, the next tweet I got is Shiny Piece. I actually watch her channel. She does these kind of ranty reviews of random old shows that's really early YouTube feeling to me. Super nostalgic. To me, they really harken back to what YouTube was like in the early days, when you could just pick an episode of a TV show that you thought was dumb and make a rant about it. They're honestly really insightful though, like this top 5 list of her favorite Squidward-focused episodes of SpongeBob. That video was pretty awesome. In fact, here's my comment on it from when the video was new, just to prove that I actually do watch this channel. As always, links in the description. Right, so I've got some traveling to do. We've got a fighting gym that I might want to level up Furo for, a steel gym that I think will actually go quite well if we use Surf with mushrooms, and the Rocket Hideout nice gym that will no doubt be easy as usual. Really, I'm not too worried about the run until we get to the Dragon Gym, since we don't currently have any good ice moves. I think the Smoochum is going to have to evolve into a Jinx, and I might have to pick up the TM for Ice Punch so that we can do decent damage, but I think that's a Friendship evolution, so I'm not sure if it's actually going to be evolved by the time we get there. So on the first try at the fighting gym, Primeape goes down to Firo, but not before taking us down to a sliver off a critical Karate Chop. Obviously, we don't do much to Poliwrath, but it shouldn't be an issue for mushrooms, right? Well, in spite of him doing almost no damage to us, we have one of the most comedically unlucky fights I've had in a while. Would you look at this? He put us to sleep for about 5 straight turns with Hypnosis. Then we woke up and hit ourselves in confusion a bunch of times before he just put us back to sleep. These are our only 2 Pokemon that stand a chance. Let's just try the fight again. That was just bad luck. Alright, so the next try started way better, with Primeape just going for Leer and missing, so we had full health going into the Poliwrath fight. We got some more pecks in this time, thanks to him missing at the start. Then, as we went down from a critical Dynamic Punch, I sent in Red Mage to use a couple of Sand Attacks and Tail Whips. It's amazing, this time he just misses over and over and over because his moves have terrible accuracy in the first place. The really funny thing was him using Mind Reader and it failing. I guess that move is affected by Sand Attack? Either that or the built-in Gen 2 miss chance for AI's Affliction moves, although I don't know why that would affect Mind Reader of all things. Anyway, when we fainted, I just sent Mushrooms back in to easily finish it. What a weird fight. So right after that was the Steel Gym, and I had a feeling it was gonna be easy with Surf, but I didn't think it would be a one-shot sweep. Hey, after that Mareep challenge a few weeks back, I'm just happy we didn't have to grind. So next up is the Rocket Hideout, and just like in the Mareep run, I fought everyone in here. We have a full team of Pokemon and plenty of them need help leveling up to catch up, so that this isn't just a starter run anymore. Eevee and Smoochum both have a lot of potential, and I'm sure putting Fly and Return on Fearow will help out a lot at some point. I'm thinking I'll have Eevee evolve into Espeon. That's just a crazy strong Pokemon. I have no idea if Shuckle is really going to be of much use, but if we wanted to be mean, then we could teach it Toxic and Rest to outlast things, and I doubt most trainers would have anything to deal with it. It would be a real slow way to win a fight, but it does give us a new trick to try out, so that could be fun. Gonna need more levels before we can pull something like that off, though, so I've got to fight all these trainers. Plus, we can't get Toxic until post-game, so I don't know if Shuckle's gonna be worth it. The Ice Gym was super easy, by the way. We had to use Mushrooms for the fight since it's our only leveled up Pokemon other than Eevee, and Eevee has terrible moves, and the Fearow's obviously weak to Ice. They really couldn't do anything to Mushrooms though, so we had an easy time. Feels weird to be doing the radio tower so soon after the Rocket Hideout, but this is actually the intended order. I just usually do the Rocket Hideout and Ice Gym early since they're usually way easier than the Steel Gym. Nothing much to talk about here, I'm still mostly just trying to level up the weaker members of the team. Let's do that rival fight. First up was Golbat, so I had Mushrooms take him down in a few slashes. He couldn't do much damage to us anyway. Surf was a one-shot on Magnemite, and for Meganium, we sent in Kenya to fly our way to victory. It worked well, but Meganium did manage to get a Reflect up. Because of that, we took a Body Slam, got paralyzed, got hit with another Body Slam, was fully paralyzed, got hit again, then took him down. That was way worse than I expected. For Haunter, we just had Mushrooms use Bite as Haunter took himself out with a Curse, and last was Sneasel. I switched into Smoochum just to get the curse off of Mushrooms, and considering how much damage Quick Attack did, we really need to evolve. Back out to Mushrooms, and we easily finished it off. We're on the last little bit of travel before the Dragon Gym, so it's really important that we get Jinx as leveled up as possible. She ended up evolving pretty much right after the rival fight, and is much stronger now, but still pretty frail. She's our answer to both the Dragon Gym as well as the big Lance fight at the end of the game, so we need her to at least be fast enough to hit first if we want to stand a chance. At the Dragon Gym, Jinx one-shots Dragonair with a critical Ice Punch, although I don't think the crit was required. They sent in Kingdra, so we switched to Mushrooms to spam out Slash. I was worried about the possibility of missing due to Smokescreen, and our slashes weren't doing a ton, so Hyper Potions were a worry. But thanks to them badly timing a Hyper Beam, they couldn't heal on the one turn they needed it, so we got the knockout. The other two Dragonairs were both one-shots with Ice Punch. It's time for another crystal-only gift, this time in the Dragon's Den. By answering all of the super easy questions correctly, you get a Dratini who knows extreme speed. Dratini is pretty weak and levels slowly, but knowing we could evolve it into Dragonite in the late game if we want to is pretty cool. For the name, we went with Beep Salt, and I'm really happy that Sam left this tweet because I've actually been watching them since I was a teenager. You see this Let's Play of the third Clock Tower game from 2009? Yeah, that would have come out when I was still in high school, and I remember watching this. It's kind of part of the crazy thing about becoming a YouTuber. You end up getting to know a lot of the people who you grew up watching. It looks like they're streaming all kinds of random stuff nowadays, from Murder by Numbers to a bakery simulator to Undertale. Go check out their Twitch in the description below. Let them know that I sent you, my little way of giving back after having watched all those years ago. Also, now that we have Waterfall, we can use it outside of combat, and that means that we can do the maze that is the Mount Mortar middle path. At the end of it, we reach Kyo. He's an easy trainer, but once we beat him, we get our last gift Pokemon, Tyrogue. For the name, let's go with Broke Mage. I've been seeing his tweets for a while now. It looks like he's been streaming Crusader Kings 3 and 7 Days to Die, 2 games that I love playing on my show too, so I'm sure some of you guys will be interested in that. I can personally vouch that Crusader Kings 3 playthroughs usually are hilarious, even if you have no idea how to play the game. Crusader Kings is just magical like that. Alright, so now we have to do one more rival fight before we'll be at the Elite Four. I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I want the whole team to be. Feraligatr, Fearow, Jinx, and Eevee are all obviously going to be on the team, especially once Eevee evolves into Espeon. That leaves 2 spots on the team, and we can choose between Dratini, Shuckle, Tyrogue, and Togepi. Well, Togepi kind of sucks, so no on that one, but Dratini, Shuckle, and Tyrogue could all be good. Dratini does level slowly, so that could be an issue, and Shuckle is very situational. Considering I can't get Toxic till Kanto, maybe I should put him aside. I'll take Dratini and Tyrogue with me for now, but they might need some grinding before they're actually ready to participate. Time for the last rival fight. Sneasel's pretty easy to take down with mushrooms since it can't really do much to us, and second is Magneton. We don't really have any great moves for steel types, so we just go for Surf. It actually went great since his Thunder Wave failed, as sometimes happens in Gen 2 when the AI does it. For Meganium, we had Kenya deal with it again, and just like last time, it used Reflect before going down. Thanks to that, we were dealing less damage to Golbat. We were able to overpower it with Kenya by spamming Return, but we took some decent damage and even hit ourselves in confusion. Finally, Reflect wore off. Haunter went down from 1 bite and cursed just like last time, and last was Kadabra, so we just stayed in and took him out in a couple of bites, no problem. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our team. Yeah, basically everyone is underleveled, with a few being way too underleveled. This is after a small grind outside of the healing hut on the way here, mind you. Dratini and Tyrogue are both unusably weak right now, and Eevee is pretty much useless until it evolves. Because of that, we have to grind a bunch. At least until Eevee evolves. I'd like to get Dratini and Tyrogue to at least level 30, but even then they might not do much. Hard to say. Here's our team after the big grind. Yeah, Eevee is level 50 and still hasn't evolved after multiple haircuts, so I don't know what to say. Tyrogue turned into a Hitmonlee, which is really sweet actually, I like that Pokemon. Also, our whole team has Pokerus, so that's really cool. I think this is only my 2nd time ever getting it, or at least 2nd time noticing it. Not just in Pokemon runs, I mean like my total time as a human being playing Pokemon. I think this is only the 2nd time I've gotten it. Make your final guesses on if we can win or not. Let's do this. First is Psychic Trainer Will. Xatu was first, so right away we just one-shot it with Ice Punch, and second was his own Jinx, so we sent in Mushrooms. I just did Slash knowing Jinx has terrible defense, and although we took quite a bit of damage from Psychic, we still two-shot it. Executor was easy work for Kenya, but man did it ever hit hard, taking him all the way down to red health in 1 Psychic. Slowbro was fourth, and once again, with no great answer, we just had to use Mushrooms. Bite was super effective, but then he used Amnesia, so we switched for Slash. His Psychic took us to yellow health, and our next Slash took him down. Last was another Xatu, who was also a one-shot with Ice Punch. Good first try! Second is Poison Trainer Koga. Ariados was a one-shot with Drill Peck, and second was the super tanky Fortress, so I just used Surf on Mushrooms. Yeah, Kenya's flying moves would be neutral, but Fortress has great defense, so I went with Special Attack of Surf instead, and it paid off since all he got to do was set up spikes, so we get hurt by switching. Venomoth was a one-shot with Fly, and next up was Muck. I sent in Jinx for confusion, not a super strong move, but at least it's super effective. The first one caused him to get confused and hit himself. Perfect, because without that, we would have needed an extra confusion. Last was Crobat, so I just kept going for Ice Punch as he used full restores. We ended up fainting thanks to missing from his double teams, and his wing attacks did a lot of damage, but Mushrooms was able to easily finish it. You know, once he could land a hit. Third was Fighting Trainer Bruno. Hitmontop was an easy one-shot with Drill Peck, Onix was a one-shot with Surf, Hitmonchan was a one-shot with Fly, and next was Machamp. He survived a fly, hit Rock Slide to take us to 7 health, then went down to Drill Peck. Last was Hitmonlee, who went down in 1 fly. Easy as expected. 4th is Dark Trainer Karen. First up is Umbreon, who took quite a bit of damage from High Jump Kick before using Sand Attack. We just went for it again, and hit it though, so he went down. Out to Kenya for Vileplume, and we almost got a one-shot, but got paralyzed by Stun Spore. She tried to heal with Moonlight, but Drill Peck finished us off. For Gengar, we didn't have a great answer, so I just had Mushrooms give it a try. Surf did pretty great damage, but of course, we got fully paralyzed off Lick. She just kept using Lick though, so it looked like it would be okay, till she used Destiny Bond, so Mushrooms fainted as she fainted. That's not good. We had to send in our Pokemon first due to the double feint, so I sent in Hitmonlee and they sent in Murkrow, so I had to switch right back out. Hilariously enough, Eevee was able to super easily take it down with a few quick attacks. Eevee's pretty good at this level. That and Murkrow is pretty weak. Last is Hound Doom, and we don't have Mushrooms, so I sent in Hitmonlee. Flamethrower hit incredibly hard, but despite being 12 levels lower, we actually one-shot Hound Doom with High Jump Kick. That's awesome! I really wasn't expecting that. Finally, Pokemon Champion Lance. First up is Water Onix, so we sent in Mushrooms. We totally lucked out early with his Hyper Beam missing, but that means he didn't have to recharge, so he still hit us a bit with Flail. For the first Dragonite, we used Ice Punch for a one-shot, and naturally, he tried to send out Charizard next, so we sent in Mushrooms. We did great damage, but so did he when he nailed us with Hyper Beam. We took him out on the follow-up, and next was another Dragonite and another one-shot with Ice Punch. After that was Aerodactyl, so we sent Mushrooms back out to use Surf, but he outsped us and Hyper Beamed us down to only 4 health. One Surf took him to a Sliver too, though, so as he recharged, we finished him off. Last was yet another Dragonite, and we scored yet another one-shot with Ice Punch for a pretty easy final boss battle. With that victory, we get into the Hall of Fame and win the run, but you know it's not over yet. Gen 2 has all of Kanto in the post-game, including 8 gym battles and a secret final boss fight with Red. 7 of those 8 gym battles are super easy since they're weaker than the Elite Four, so we're gonna skip ahead to the next real challenge, Blue. But on the way, Red Mage finally evolved. It ended up being at level 51, so I'm really regretting not just getting that 1 extra level earlier. Well, he passed the level he gets Psychic at, so I'll have to grab a TM for it, but this should help a lot. Okay, time for Blue. First is his Pidgeot, so we just had Jinx use Ice Punch. Unfortunately, we're slower and lost most of our health to Wing Attack right away, but we totally lucked out and froze him solid, so we still got the knockout. Great start. Arcanine was second, so Mushrooms was sent in to use Surf. We ended up taking quite a bit of damage from Flamethrower and even got burned, but we got a bit of our health back from leftovers before we took him down. Both Mushrooms and Kenya have leftovers, by the way, since I bothered getting both. For Executor, I sent in Kenya. Drill Peck did great damage, and he started building up for Solar Beam, so we just flew above it and took him out. Rhydon was next, so we had Mushroom Surf for a one-shot. 5th is Alakazam, and this dude's a monster. Bite did decent damage, but he had Reflect up right away, and then took us down with Psychic. Because of his speed advantage, I knew that he could take most of us down, so I sent in Espeon to Sand Attack him into Oblivion. It worked great since we resisted his Psychic and had Morning Sun to heal. It took ages, but eventually I realized Alakazam ran out of his uses of Psychic, and that was his only attacking move, so I just sent in Jinx to Body Slam it until he was paralyzed, then confuse it and keep hitting it until eventually he couldn't recover and went down. Last is Water Onix, so Espeon is back in. Psychic hit hard, he made it rain, Psychic took him to red, he Hydro Pumped us, then he used Full Restore when we went for the knockout. 2 more Psychics took it out because of a crit though. How did we win at this level? Okay, I'm kinda shocked that we even won that fight, but there's no way that we could last long against Red at this level. I mean, Blue is pretty strong, but Red is far stronger. His Pokemon are mostly in the level 70s, and none of us have even hit level 60. Thankfully, this is the post-game, so you guys always tell me to use rare candy cheats in post-game. I'm gonna use them to get my whole team up to level 60, a full 13 levels lower than his lowest level Pokemon, then we'll give it a go. Alright, first try at Red. Other than Pikachu hilariously going down in one kick from a Hitmonlee 21 levels lower than it, this fight went awful. We can hardly hurt any of them, and they hit us unbelievably hard in return. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought would happen. We're bumping the team up to level 65. Alright, this time Hitmonlee does lose some attack to Charm, and because of that we did get hit by Thunder, taking out about half of our health before he went down. For Espeon, we sent in Jinx to use Perish Song, just to see if he'd be dumb enough to stay in for all 3 turns to faint. We switched into our own Espeon to tank some hits, but in the end he was smart enough to switch to Snorlax, so our Flash hit that. We have Flash instead of Sand Attack, by the way, because it's helpful for getting to red. Anyway, I just keep going for Flash to mess up Snorlax's accuracy, but he used Amnesia, so I wasn't expecting for Psychic to work. We ended up getting Body Slammed for most of our health, so I tried to heal, but we got hit again and fainted. Losing Espeon is pretty bad. Out to Beep Salt, and we paralyzed him right away, and of course his Body Slam hit us. Extreme Speed wasn't doing a ton, but I just kept trying for it. He hit us with even more Body Slams, but we finally took him down. That was way too close. Out to Mushrooms for Blastoise, and I just kept slashing and taking Surfs. His first one crit us for tons of damage, but thanks to our leftovers, we eventually survived the back and forth fight. Not with much though. Out to Kenya for Venusaur, and he used Sunny Day, so we just two-shot him with Drill Peck. He sent Espeon back out, so I sent Jinx in to confuse him and spam Blizzard, and it worked great getting a quick knockout. Last was his Charizard, and quickly we run into an issue where he one by one starts outspeeding and finishing us off with Flamethrower. Kenya ended up being faster than him, and we hit Extreme Speed, but then he took us down. I sent in every last Pokemon, but none of them could take the last chunk of his health out. This is when I realized I had 1 power point on Extreme Speed left on Beep Salt. If I had used that earlier, I would have won this fight. That's brutal. Okay, trying again at level 70. I'll try and make it as quick as I can. Hitmonlee one-shots Pikachu, and this time for Espeon, we just sent in our own Espeon to spam Flash early. We were easily able to tank hits, so once we got tons of flashes in, we switched for Mushrooms to finish it off. Of course, Mushrooms got hit by Psychic anyway, and Espeon has Swift, so it could still get some hits in reliably, but leftovers still kept us reasonably healthy. For Venusaur, we took it down with Drill Peck as it set up Sunny Day, and for Blastoise, I thought Beep Salt would be perfect. I paralyzed him, then I realized he has Blizzard. Now I want to point out that Blizzard is less accurate because of Sunny Day, but of course we got hit anyway and got one-shot. Total miscalculation on my part, I forgot he had Blizzard. I should have just used Mushrooms or Espeon. Anyway, Espeon was able to take him out pretty easily after that with a couple hits of Psychic. For Snorlax, I just went right for Hitmonlee, and although I was expecting decent damage, we did way more than I expected. All he used was Amnesia, so he didn't even land a hit before we took him down. Last was Charizard, but most of our team is still up, so we just went for Surf a few times. We still ended up going down because Charizard is so powerful, but Kenya was able to outspeed him and finish him off right after. I can't believe how much better that attempt went. Well, that was a wild run. I was thinking it might be a little bit boring since the gift Pokemon in this game are pretty good, but we got some really cool fights out of this run. I really hope you guys liked that run. The next Pokemon challenge will be up next week on Saturday like usual, with Pokemon Red with only Peck. No, I'm not joking. Yes, this is probably the dumbest challenge idea I've ever had, and I can't wait. As always, I'm looking at your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section in my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Alright, what do I talk about for the outro? Well, today I started that Peck challenge, the day I'm recording this voiceover, I guess. I've started the Peck challenge. I've already beaten Brock, and man, that took a while, but of course it would take a little while. At least it was kind of funny. It's actually not horrifically brutal yet, but you know, I'm expecting the late game is gonna get somewhat bad. Oh, and last week, in this little ad-lib outro thing, I made an offhand joke about how you should go watch the Nancy Drew Let's Play, and I've been checking, like, my comments section, you know, because on the video, when you're a creator on YouTube, you have a version of the comment section that just shows all of your comments in order of most recent, regardless of what video they're on. And I see tons of you guys actually commenting on the Nancy Drew videos, including tons of you making it to the final episode and saying that you binged it all week. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that, considering by the time I'm recording this voiceover, it's been like, what, 3 or 4 days since that video went up, and you guys are already binging it that fast? I didn't think so many of you would watch it. But you know I'm not lying, because any of you right now could go to any of those Nancy Drew videos go to the comment section, sort by newest, and you would see those comments yourself. And you would see all those positive comments from all the people on the final episode saying that they're so happy that they finally checked out my Let's Plays. So you know what? Something actually came out of that. I can't believe me bringing up Nancy Drew of all things in an outro of one of these challenges when like no one watches this outro, actually got some people to check it out. So maybe me bringing it up again now will get even more of you to check it out. I don't know. I guess we'll see if we get even more comments on it. But this video won't be up for like weeks after that one. Probably? Math is hard. I gotta get back to work. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.